In the scorching Nevada desert, beneath the relentless sun, lies one of the most secretive military installations on Earth, Area 51. For decades, this facility has been shrouded in mystery, its true purpose hidden behind layers of classified operations and armed security. But what happens when those who worked inside decide to speak out? What did they witness in those massive hangars that made the government desperate to silence them forever? This is the story of the whistleblowers who dared to reveal the truth and the terrifying price they paid for their courage. It was 1989 when the world first heard the name Bob Lazar, a physicist who claimed to have worked at a facility near Area 51 called S4. Lazar described reverse engineering extraterrestrial spacecraft in underground hangars. He spoke of 9 flying saucers, each with distinct designs, stored in mountainside bays. According to Lazar, these craft utilized a mysterious element 115 as fuel, creating their own gravitational fields for propulsion. His testimony was detailed, technical, and deeply unsettling to the authorities. Within weeks of going public, Lazar's life began to unravel. His employment records vanished. His educational credentials from MIT and Caltech mysteriously disappeared from all databases. He received death threats. His home was raided. The message was clear: speak about Area 51, and your entire existence will be erased. But Lazar wasn't alone. In the years that followed, other insiders began to emerge from the shadows, each with their own harrowing accounts of what they witnessed inside those forbidden hangars. Former security officer Thomas Castello worked at the Dulce base in New Mexico, which allegedly connected to Area 51 through underground tunnel systems. In 1990, Castello released a series of papers describing multi-level facilities where human-alien collaboration took place. He detailed seeing biological experiments, hybrid creatures, and technology that defied the laws of physics as we understand them. Castello described hangar bays filled with craft that could phase through solid matter and beings that communicated telepathically with human scientists. Shortly after releasing this information, Castello disappeared. His family reported him missing. No body was ever found. No investigation was ever conducted. He simply ceased to exist, as if he had been erased from reality itself. The pattern continued. In 1992, a man identifying himself only as Victor leaked footage allegedly showing the interrogation of an extraterrestrial biological entity at Area 51. The grainy video showed a gray-skinned being in obvious distress, surrounded by military personnel and scientists. While skeptics dismissed it as an elaborate hoax, those familiar with the facility's interior layout noted disturbing accuracies in the room's configuration and equipment. Victor's identity was never confirmed. Some researchers believe he died under suspicious circumstances shortly after the leak. Others think he entered witness protection, forever looking over his shoulder. Then there was Dan Burisch, a microbiologist who claimed to have worked at Area 51 from 1986 to 2006. Burisch described being assigned to study extraterrestrial tissue samples and even claimed to have interacted with a living alien entity designated as J-Rod. According to Burisch, the being was kept in a clean sphere environment within one of the underground levels, suffering from a degenerative condition that human scientists were attempting to treat. Burisch's testimony included descriptions of Project Aquarius, Project Sigma, and Project Galileo, all allegedly focused on extraterrestrial technology and biology. He spoke of time-viewing devices called looking glasses, which could peer into probable futures, and the ethical nightmares that arose from using such technology. The government's response? Complete denial. Burisch's credentials were questioned, his mental health attacked, and his life threatened. He went into hiding multiple times, emerging only to provide additional testimony before disappearing again. But perhaps the most chilling account comes from a group of former Area 51 workers who developed mysterious illnesses after handling unknown materials in the hangars. In the mid-1990s, several contractors filed lawsuits against the government, claiming they had been exposed to toxic substances while burning classified materials in open pits at the facility. These workers described handling debris that didn't behave like any known earthly material, pieces of craft that were impossibly light yet incredibly strong, and substances that seemed to emit their own energy. The government invoked state secrets privilege, effectively shutting down the lawsuits. 2 of the plaintiffs died before their cases could be heard. The others were forced to sign non-disclosure agreements in exchange for undisclosed settlements. Their medical records were sealed. Their testimonies were buried. What makes these whistleblower accounts so compelling is not just their consistency, but the extreme measures taken to discredit and silence them. When Bob Lazar spoke out, the government didn't just deny his claims, they attempted to erase his entire professional history. When Thomas Castello released his papers, he didn't just lose his job, he lost his life. When contractors sued for exposure to unknown materials, they didn't get their day in court, they got gagged and paid off. This pattern of aggressive suppression suggests something far more significant than mere military secrecy. If Area 51 were simply testing conventional aircraft, why the need for such extreme measures? Why erase employment records? Why make people disappear? Why invoke state secrets privilege to prevent sick workers from testifying about their illnesses? The answer, according to these whistleblowers, lies in what's actually stored in those hangars. Not just experimental aircraft, but recovered extraterrestrial technology. Not just classified projects, but evidence of contact with non-human intelligence. Not just military secrets, but truths that would fundamentally alter humanity's understanding of our place in the universe. Recent developments have only deepened the mystery. In 2004, President George W. Bush officially acknowledged Area 51's existence for the first time in government documents, though he revealed nothing about its operations. In 2013, the CIA declassified documents confirming the base's role in testing U-2 spy planes during the Cold War. But these revelations only covered activities from the 1950s and 60s, leaving decades of more recent operations unexplained. Meanwhile, satellite imagery has revealed massive expansion of the facility, with new hangars being constructed deep within the restricted zone. These structures are enormous, some large enough to house multiple commercial aircraft, yet their purpose remains classified at the highest levels. The question remains, what are they hiding in there, and why are they willing to destroy lives to keep it secret? The whistleblowers who have come forward have paid dearly for their courage. They've lost careers, families, and in some cases, their lives. Yet their testimonies persist, circulating through documentaries, books, and online forums, keeping the questions alive. Are we alone in the universe? Has our government made contact with extraterrestrial intelligence? Is technology beyond our current understanding being studied and reverse-engineered in the Nevada desert? The whistleblowers say yes, the government says nothing, and that silence speaks volumes. The truth about Area 51's hangars remains locked behind armed guards, motion sensors, and lethal force authorization. But the stories of those who worked inside continue to leak out, piece by piece, testimony by testimony, each one adding to a picture that becomes harder to dismiss as mere conspiracy theory. What did they see in those hangars? What technology lies hidden beneath the desert sand? And what is the government so desperate to keep secret that they're willing to silence anyone who speaks out? The answers remain classified, but the questions refuse to die. If this story has opened your eyes to the hidden truths that surround us, don't stop here. Take action, question everything, demand transparency, and follow this channel for more fascinating investigations into the mysteries they don't want you to know. Subscribe now, hit that notification bell, and join us as we uncover the secrets they're desperate to keep buried. The truth is out there, and together, we'll find it.